Hi, I'm Marcus Gilizzo. Welcome to Screen Hub TV. We're broadcasting to you direct from SPAA Fringe 2007 at the Chevelle Cinema in Sydney, Australia, and straight out of the Metro Screen Studios below. Screen Hub TV draws from the highly popular and trusted Screen Hub website to create the television show for those that make television and films, commercials, games, animation and online content, and just about anything that fits on the big screen or the small. Our next guest is an award-winning Australian television commercial and film director who has recently turned his hand to producing with the exciting crocodile thriller Blackwater. He's the man who's bringing scary back. Please welcome to the studio, Michael Robertson. Michael, how are you?
Hello,
thanks for coming into Screen Hub TV.
Thank you very much.
Take a seat.
Good.
So, Michael, Blackwater, tell me all about it. A new Australian independent feature film shot on HD.
Blackwater's a survival thriller that was financed by British interests and the Australian Film Commission through their India Vision initiative.
This is their $1 million feature film fund.
Yes. Although they didn't give us $1 million, they gave us somewhat less than that.
Yes, I know. It's actually called a $1 million fund, but they contribute to it.
Exactly. And the film was completed late in 2006 in the shooting, and the film was taken to the Berlin market and then subsequently to Cannes. Mm-hmm. And it's had an unprecedented success with the sales that it's generated overseas.
Now, before we go into the distribution and success of the film, first, just a one-sentence synopsis of what happens in Blackwater. Of course, you can't give away the end.
I think the best thing to say, let's describe it as it's Australia's answer to Open Water. Mm-hmm. We're hoping with the success of that, rubs off with this. It's the story loosely based on true events of some crocodile attacks that took place in the north of Australia. And we have three young people who go for a fishing trip and confront a crocodile.
And you'll have to see the film to find out.
Exactly.
But I'd imagine it would be, well, actually, I've got to say, when I watched the film, I was genuinely scared by the halfway point.
It's a pretty high stakes of tension running through it, which the two boys who co-directed the film, David Nerlich and Andrew Chocki, they really knew their stuff and they really understood the genre. Yep. And the result is a very polished piece of work for first-time directors. And it's
set in Queensland, but there's a nice story about how you found the location.
Well, with the budget that we had to shoot the film within 20 k's of Sydney, so that we didn't have to pay all this travel for the crew and that. So we got very lucky and we found a mangrove clump on the northern side of the Georges River in a suburb called Oatley.
Which is literally 15-20 minutes drive down the highway from here.
Correct. And that's where we filmed the bulk of the story.
And in the crocodile itself in the film, I know John Biggins, who was the DOP, said there were some interesting moments when you shot with the real crocodile. And
well, it was a combination of the first thing I'd like to say, there's no CGI at all in the film.
That's very impressive.
It was sort of in three situations. The first was going to Darwin, where we shot live crocodiles in a crocodile farm. And we had the pleasure of having one of them take the camera.
So, hey, that looks like a piece of something nice to eat.
And that was extraordinary. And
the shot got in.
That shot is in when the attack takes place. And then some friends of mine have a model making business called Studio Kite, and they have got heads and legs of bits and pieces of what they've used over the years, and they just happen to have these crocodile pieces. Wonderful. Made out of latex rubber. So we had the tails and we had the heads, and we were able to manipulate the head so it looks like a real thing. And then it's just composited over.
The puppet is stuck in the mud in the swamp while this is all going on. Now, the distribution of the film, this is a low-budget feature, and I understand at Cannes it was very well received. How have the international sales gone for the film?
They're just extraordinary. The picture at last count had sold to just on 35 territories around the world. And the one we're looking forward to is the UK theatrical release. Mm-hmm. And
how many screens?
They're talking 100 screens in the UK. and they've just finished a trailer and TV teasers over there. So we're all got our fingers crossed that it's going to be a big hit.
And interestingly, you've chosen to push forward with the distribution overseas before Australia.
Yes, I'm a great believer in this approach. I think there is dare I say, a bit of a cringe in this country about if it works overseas, it's got to be good. And I think we're going to work that as much as we can.
And finally, the rebate. How do you think this is going to, well, it's been called the producer's offset. How do you think this is going to help us? Would it have helped with a film like Blackwater?
Oh, it would have been sensational for me, because we had these English investors who were prepared to finance the bulk of the picture. Mm-hmm. So there would have been a substantial rebate that would have been shared between ourselves and them. So it would have been great for us.
So we potentially can be looking forward to a bit of a renaissance, do you think?
I think you'll see a renaissance of films. I think you'll see a lot of smaller ones made, and I think you'll see some big fellas made. You know, the large budgets up around the 20 million. I'm not too sure about those, the mid-level sizes.
They might be the $5 million films.
Not sure about those, but then again, they've never really worked anyway. So.
Yeah, right. You're speaking at SPAA Fringe. What day are you on, and what are you going to be enlightening us about? Talking
about the role of genre as a style of film, a type of film, and the opportunities that genre pictures present themselves to particularly first-time and younger directors.
Wonderful. Well, I look forward to seeing you at SPAA Fringe. Thank you very much for joining us, Michael. Thank you, Dee, and hopefully we'll get you back on Screen Hub TV soon.
Thanks, Luke.